Hello and welcome to A Sad Christmas with Andy. I'm Andy and this is a sad Christmas. Not because I don't have a real Christmas tree. I like my improvised whatever that is. Also not because I'm alone. It's only the 20th and on the 24th I will be with my family. And Christmas has always been a family thing. Pretty much for the past 10 years we always celebrated Christmas at my grandparents' place. And 2 years ago my grandma passed and so we celebrated with my granddad, which is what we would have done this year as well, but 3 weeks ago he also died. The funeral has been this week and I also spoke there. That was really nice. I wasn't actually as sad as I thought I would be. I mean, I cried, but probably there was also a little bit of a block because my family was there. And I also feel it now. I have a huge block in showing my sadness to strangers and especially to my family. It only works with good friends that I really trust or when being alone. When being alone, I'm by now pretty good with allowing myself to feel it all, to cry, to sob. And I was pretty sad like 15 minutes ago, and then I started recording and suddenly I don't feel it at all, like completely boom, gone. Yeah, it's a protection mechanism and it's okay that I have it. It has been very important for me at one point in my childhood that I have that. And yeah, now I'm trying to get rid of it and it's not easy. And it's okay, I can take my time with it. And if I don't show my sadness today, that's also fine. But I know that I have it. I know that there's a lot of sadness in me right now. Maybe we get there, maybe we won't. It's okay either way. And I did a bunch of processing already about the death of my grandpa. Especially in the first week when I didn't manage to do anything really. And then I also felt bad for not working and But then I just allowed myself. I said, hey, if I don't earn any money in December, that's okay as well. I don't need to make any videos. I don't need to do anything. It's okay just processing this and taking some time off, doing some vacation. It's fine. I don't usually allow myself vacations, but yeah, I can. In the first week I didn't manage to do anything productively and now I'm already back on, operating normally. And yet I decided to make this video instead of one where I actually make money with it, just because I want to do a little bit more processing and that just felt more like what I want to do tonight. I'm still not quite ready on going back to my full-on. So I tried it once and then the video was really bad because essentially I got annoyed. And maybe that was because my threshold of getting annoyed is so low, because if I suppress my sadness to operate, then there's this anger and that shows in annoyance and passive aggression and whatever. So yeah, it's probably better to feel the underlying sadness and grief and just allow myself a few days for just that and not go back to full on I need to operate, because then I'll drag it around way longer, I think, and that will in the long run make it more difficult, I think. Anyway, hello. Christmas was my favorite holiday, or like I'm not religious, like we don't do many Christian traditions, but Christmas certainly was one of them, and it was probably my favorite because of the presents. As every little child likes to have their presents, especially spoiled ones like this guy. And I remember several things. One year I really wanted to have this car racing thing where you can, where you have this thing and you control it like this, and that's how much power goes in there with the cars that, drag on the track and get power through the track. And, there's a fixed track where it just goes. I love that. That was one thing that I got for Christmas and I really anticipated it. And another thing was this kind of a plastic garage, like it's for my little cars, this Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars, right? The little everything made in China kind of cheap, I used to love those and play a lot with them. And I wanted to have this 3-level garage where I can then move in and out, and I played a lot with that, I remember. And I also remember being on the couch in the living room and asking my mom, do I get that for Christmas? Or was it my birthday? Not sure. But anyway, this anticipation of, I know I'm gonna get this, and it's gonna be so great. And then basically in my head imagining how great it's gonna be, which was probably better than even playing with it when I actually had it. So yeah, the anticipation. Another thing that I got for Christmas was a PlayStation that I really wanted to have for a long time. That was a bit later. And the same year, my brother got table football thingy. And I remember everybody made fun of what I got, like my grandpa, my family, because they weren't a fan of, you know, computer games. And they basically praised what my brother got because for them that seems more appropriate or whatever, right? And I can mow the lawn on that. I remember my granddad saying that I can mow the lawn on that thing. So that wasn't a super nice Christmas actually. But I got what I wanted, and I then played a lot of that. That was the start of me playing a lot of PlayStation. A lot. That's when the childhood real games to computer games transition started that year. I don't know which year that was. And another year, also way later, I got my first laptop. Must have been sometime in high school. That was also a Christmas present. So yeah, Christmas, definitely a thing that we did or still do, except this year my family is more like, yeah, can't even be bothered to get a tree. We just take it easy, you know, it's whatever. Nobody wants to organize anything. So it's just gonna be the four of us just chilling, I guess, and playing a bit guitar and I don't know, eating something, I guess. And no presents. They don't want to do presents. That's why I got myself some presents. Because I can't go without presents for Christmas. Actually, I can. And none of these are actually Christmas presents. I got them all at some point and they're still lying around in my flat. So yeah. Do we want to open them? Yeah, let's open them. But to make this more interesting for you and for me, whenever I open a present, I need to ask myself, how do I feel? And maybe that gets us somewhere. Maybe not. We'll see. Because I imagine otherwise opening presents for you seems quite boring. Why would you watch a guy open presents that I got for myself? I mean, okay. I mean, as I said, those are all things that I got at some point and I never opened them, and so I need to force myself to open them. So let's get down there. More down. Some scissors. How are we gonna?
Yeah, how are you gonna do this?
Presents. Yeah, my sadness is completely gone. I don't feel that at all anymore. Let's open some presents, because otherwise they will just lie around in my flat and I will not open them. So this is literally an excuse for me to open them, because I'm a collector, much like my granddad, who had a stamp collection, you know, the postal stamps, that dates back to the beginning of 1900. And probably some of that stuff is valuable, but I don't know which ones. So to me, it's not valuable. It's like cool that he has that, but I have no use for it. And probably it's gonna be the same with my NFT collections and my grandchildren. They will be like, what the hell is that stuff? Nobody needs that. Nobody wants that. And yeah, it's true. With NFTs, the lifespan of them is probably even lower. They're already worthless. Anyway, that's actually a good transition of what's in there. For most of them, I know what's in there. Except for this one, I don't know what's in there. But let's just open it. Well, that seems Christmassy. Cleaner Source. The one project that I have over-invested in the most. I kind of like them because it's not just NFTs, it's also plushies. It's not like I'm a huge fan of plushies. I used to be. I used to have friends, that's what we called them, meine Freunde, literally, because I seem to have not have had actual friends. My mom called my plushies friends. Hello, you guys. Really, I got them for the digital collectible that I'm supposed to get with them, but I don't know where I would get a digital collectible with them. Through this QR code, maybe? Aw, the stickers. The issue is, I bought them pretty much when they came out. I got those 6. Stand on my shoulder. Hey, those 6. Yeah, you get the idea. But my favorite one would actually be this one, but in purple. And there is one of these ones in purple that is being sold right now. So maybe I'm gonna order another one. We'll see. I mean, it's not like I need them. It's more of a... I don't know why I get them, but I got them. So here I am. And just so that I can make someone a present, I got another one. Because I'm a collector, as we established. Anyway, so whatever. That's a present that I made myself, apparently. No, actually, my actual presents I already unpacked because those are the ones that I actually want to use. Haven't used them yet, but will. One of which is a new voice recorder. I have the same one, but it's kind of getting broken, so I just ordered the exact same one again because I couldn't be bothered to find out what I actually want and which better version So I just got the exact same one where I know, yeah, this is what I know and this is what I can work with. So I, got the same one. And then I got myself this, loops. Got nothing to do with looping, but those are earplugs, essentially. Fancy ones that you put into your ear. And they have 3 modes and they look okay, and it's basically hearing protection. But supposedly you still hear music well with them. I haven't actually tried. They feel like regular earplugs, but I've seen so many people with those, so I wanted to try it myself. And I'm a lot at festivals where at some of them the music just is too loud. So, having those reusable earplugs seems like a cool thing. That was an actual present to myself. All of them are presents to myself. Except for this, actually. This was a present to me, but not from myself, but from Solana Foundation. Because I was like, I want Solana merch! And they were like, okay. And they sent me the welcome package that you get if you start working for Solana Foundation. Except I don't actually work for Solana Foundation. Never have, never will. But they were nice enough to still send me all of this merch. Black heater, what the hell is that? Oh, it's just a t-shirt that says Solana. I like it, and it's like nice and like Solandi. Got a t-shirt. Those I've already seen Jonas wear. That's basically swimwear, no? Because I always complain that Solana doesn't do merch for like the lower body. Here we have some pants. We even have Solana flip-flops. Yeah, my sadness is completely gone now. And this feels way more like Christmas now. We've got another black heater. US sizes almost are too big for me. I'll grow into it. Also like that logo. Might be biased. Thank you, Solana. You're making me a great Christmas. This has been lying in my room for a year, I think. Oh, here it says, ship date July 5th, 2023. So yeah, it's been lying around for over a year. Because we got 2024. But yeah, that's just the way I am. I never open the things unless I need it. And I didn't need that stuff. I wanted it. Whatever. But now that I have it, now I'm gonna wear it. And this one is another Solana hoodie, and I love hoodies. Nice and big. But I don't like the fabric. That feels very unnatural. It feels very plasticky. 70% polyester, 3% elastic. Good, I got Solana merch. Thank you. Speaking of stuff that I ordered very long ago and never really opened, because I am a collector and this is a collector's item. I ordered it at Breakpoint Amsterdam. No, Lisbon. Lisbon, not Amsterdam. Breakpoint Lisbon is when I was ordering this. So my first Breakpoint. So that was like 3 years ago, and 2 years ago it shipped. Oh yeah, here, March 2023. And at the time there was a hype around those. But that hype died, I guess. Haven't heard anything about those anymore. But I still like... I don't know. I like the brand. I have more of that brand. And... we are talking about... ASICs. Specifically, Solana ASICs. I like those. They even look a bit too big for my feet. Then again, they're more a collector's item anyway. They're Euro 40. 40! They are 40! And they are too big for me. What do I need? 38? guess so. What are my shoes? They're also 40. But yeah, seem too big. I have more than a thing in the front. Somehow they feel more like a collector's item that I will never wear, leave in my closet, and then somebody will throw it out after I died. Or I will throw it out eventually when I'm not into Solana anymore and I'm like, why did I get those? I don't know why I got those, I wanted to. I wanted to because I like the colors, okay? I really don't know why I got them. I got an NFT with it, whatever. But yeah, that's collecting here for you. Collecting 101, that Andy falls for anything that is branded with a thing that he likes. I'm a sucker for that. And it's like twice as expensive as a regular ASIC. But then again, whatever. It's like, okay, moving on to this side. This thing, I want to be careful with it, because this I will actually use. This is not a collector's item per se, but I use it for collecting. Specifically for collecting data. It's a 28 terabyte hard drive. Actually, it's a RAID 2. Well, it's a duo, so I will make it a RAID 0 or a RAID, such that I don't need to manually copy to 2 disks. So there are 2 hard drives in there, and then I'll just mirror them. Then I don't have 28, but 12 terabytes, which is still something. I also got that like half a year ago and never set it up. But now that I unpacked it, hopefully I will actually set it up. We'll see. But data, that's one of the things where I have a whole video on that, right? I have a whole L vlog on how I'm afraid to lose my data. Oh, I'm not doing at all the thing of how do I feel. How do I feel now? I don't really feel myself. I'm in this presenting mode where I don't really feel myself, which is how I operate most of the time. And that's how I operated essentially my entire life. Only in the past 2 years or so, I started to also, you know, dig into my actual feelings a bit. But yeah, for now, I really don't feel much. I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'm fine. Kinda. Anyway, data. I'm so afraid to lose all of my data. I have another third copy on this hard drive. Another 10 terabyte backup from last year's data. Yes, in 1 year I accumulated, I think 5 terabytes or so, something like that. And I will bring that to a different location such that not all my data is in one location. Because I'm so afraid of losing my data. And hard drives are not the best storage medium. This one is better because it's somewhat shock resistant, but hard drives, they're not a really long-term storage medium. I need to find a better solution for that. Or constantly update my backup solutions every, I don't know, 10 years. And my first hard drives, they are more than 10 years old. They're like 15 years old or something. So yeah, I'm afraid that they will just stop working. That's the whole data story and why I keep buying hard drives. And I will continue to buy hard drives because obviously I create more data and I will need to do more backups. And that's just, I've been saying make your backup for years. You know this if you've watched any of the videos on this channel. Alright, before we get there to the thing where I don't know what it is, let's open this because I totally know what that is. It's one of these Christmas trees. I mean, really, it's a green screen. Essentially, that doesn't cost anything. It's like, I don't know, 20 something euros. And I wanted to have a second one so I can take this one to a different location and film videos elsewhere. Never got around to actually doing that. Because in summer I thought, yeah, I'll just go to Carinthia and work from there. But now it's winter. I ain't doing that. And also I didn't get around to it. So whatever. I bought myself a new green screen and I have it now, just in case I need more space for green or I bring one somewhere else. And see, the reason why I don't unpack stuff is because I can't pack it anymore then. And then it just takes up more space. Stuff it in. Ah, that's how I have sex as well. No, I'm just trying to be funny again. How do I feel? Exhausted? Yeah. This thing, I like it. Thank you myself for making me that present. Thank you for taking care of me. This is a taking care because I'm so afraid of losing data that I rather spend a lot of money and also time to make backups such that I don't need to go through this. But then maybe it would be good to go through this and go through the grief of actually having lost data, because in the long run it doesn't matter. But in my life I still hope to not lose my data because I like to collect. We're not gonna have that discussion now. But anyway, what's in there? It's so light. Did I unpack this already? 13 by 13 by 4.5. Los Angeles, California. That's a parcel from the US. I'm pretty sure it's something that I want to collect, because otherwise I would have opened it. If I wanted to use it, I would have opened it. What is it? It's so light. It's not a book, but it's big. But it's light. This one is the best present because I literally don't know what it is. I used to know at some point, I'm sure. That's also how you can make yourself presents. You just forget what you got for yourself and then it's a surprise. What did I surprise myself with? I have no idea. I'm just gonna open it. Smell it. Smells like paper. Open it. Smells like paper. Oh, I know what it is! Yeah, I remember. Okay, I mean that makes it obvious. I've seen this before. I completely forgot about those. Yeah. More of what we've already seen. Just that those ones are first edition, limited edition, different colored ones. Those colors are not being sold anymore. So obviously I got myself a few of them. Because I'm a collector and also slightly stupid. But I kind of like it. Hello. Hi. You feel good. I still want the one in purple. I gotta order another one just so I get the one in purple. It's stupid. But yeah, maybe I'll put all of them on my desk. Yeah, it feels good. And you are in my collection. That goes in my closet until I die and somebody throws it out. Or I move out and I decide that I don't need this anymore. We'll see. Whatever. I literally don't know why I got these. Like, costs me money. Yes. What do I get from it? I don't know. Nothing. My collector's habit extends out of the NFT sphere to actual thingies. And now the big one. I totally know what this is. And I haven't opened it, which is ridiculous. This box has been in my flat for 3 years. December 2021. Look, here I'm holding it. The music store, and in fact I can show you my address. I'm gonna move out from here probably anyway. Yeah, right, I didn't. So yeah, that was December 18th, 2021, 3 freaking years ago. I already had this thing, and I have not opened it since 3 years, which is funny because it says it has a 3-year warranty. Is that funny or stupid? Both. So eventually I gotta open it because otherwise it sits there for the next 10 years or until I die and then somebody has to throw it out. Is this my way of dealing how I need to throw out a lot of my granddad's stuff? Maybe. Eventually it does matter anyway. And if I want another one of these, I can just order another one of these. They're still being sold. Woo! Let's open this. Look at this. Merry Christmas me. Merry Christmas 2021 with a boss. RC505 Mac 2. I got this because back then I was Loop Creative Andy and I did all sorts loop station stuff. At that point I haven't made the transition to being Sol Andy, a blockchain developer, which is my current career path. Back then I actually focused on, making content about loop stations and the RC505, which I have 3 of. And that was the 4th, the Mac 2. But the thing is, I'm so used to my Mac 1 or just the RC505 that I never really wanted to get started with the Mac 2. I basically have to relearn everything. All of the effects and everything. But it does look shiny, doesn't it? But so many more buttons and more effects, another effect knob here and just, it's different. And maybe I don't like different because I'm so used to what I know. My RC505. These are also, there's more space for those. In general, it's a bit bigger. Maybe I should try it out and sing songs and stuff and try and just, just play around with it. I mean, what do you have to lose? Like, I don't need to do this professionally anyway. I was so close to having a guy perform shows with me. Christian, we did one live show, but then somehow with not our paths, but like the music, we stopped looping together and we started dancing a lot more. Or at least I did. He also dances a bit. I keep dragging him to the things that I like to do, and that is dancing at the moment. So this year I did a lot of dancing and almost no singing or looping whatsoever, which is sad because I really enjoyed it. Maybe I just want to go back to it. Ooh, there are so many things to plug in. And 2 microphone inputs. Wow, I like it. But yeah, it's just something that I would need to get used to. Just try it out, you know? When am I gonna do that? I don't know, 2027 in another 3 years. Or earlier, maybe 2025. But certainly not today. Yeah, so that's it. That's my spoiled little Christmas. I can have all the things that I want. Whenever I need something, I just buy it. Even when I don't need something, I buy it. It doesn't really make me happier though. I'm so used to just having, like being able to have whatever I want to have, that this feeling of anticipation of waiting for something that I really want to have is just not there anymore. At least not with things. But what I do now is more like experiences and events. I am looking forward to the Souk festival that I'm going to in a week. Or the Fusion festival that I'm going to in 2 weeks. I'll go to Ghent and then Bern. But even that is so like, yeah, I can't just do it because I have this freedom from my job. Which is a blessing and a curse somehow. It's of course a blessing because I can do whatever I want. And I can just say, hey, I just don't work this month. And that's fine as well. Well, I don't earn money then, but whatever. Can afford it, apparently. But it just pushes me more in the I can get whatever I want kind of direction, that it doesn't even feel special that I go to 2 festivals and that I can do that. I don't need to fight for getting vacation days or whatever, right? It's so normal for me to be able to do this and to be able to afford it, the trains and the hostels and whatever expenses for the events, that I can't just pay that it doesn't feel special anymore. And also the events themselves, I mean, I haven't been to the Souk one and I hope that that's great. I've been to the one in Bern and that was really nice, so I want to go there again. But it's also like, it's just, you know, keeping myself busy. And if I wouldn't go there, well then I would probably also be okay, right? I'm not super looking forward to it. I'm not even imagining what it's like to be there. Like, it's just, when I'm gonna be there, I'm probably gonna enjoy it and then I'll come back and then I'll be here again. You know, whatever. I can have everything I want. And it is a bit sad, because it's really difficult to make myself happy with new things. Because everything I want, I already have, because I get it. But we're still talking about material things and, well, also immaterial, but stuff that you can buy, stuff you can get. Train tickets, event tickets. The one thing that I really want to have, and that I think that would actually make me... Would it though? I'm not sure. The only thing that I do anticipate, where I'm like, yes, I definitely want to experience that in the future, and where I do imagine what it would be like, is having a child. Well, I always imagine it as being my daughter, and I would also be happy with a son. Oof, and I feel like I need to say this for some reason, just in case I have a son, and I'm not unhappy with him or whatever. But yeah, in my imaginations it's always girls. I want 2 girls. And yeah, I would also be very happy with 2 boys. But that just seems so far away. And still, now I feel a lot like I'm not ready yet. Like I haven't learned enough yet. That I still need to be emotionally even more capable before I can get there. And I don't know if I'm bullshitting myself here. I did make a lot of progress. And sometimes I think I am that far. I can argue that yes, I'm ready for a serious relationship that I really commit to. And maybe I'm lying to myself, I don't know. But what I do know is, looking back at, you know, my childhood, adolescence and young adultness, I'm like, okay, no wonder that I didn't manage to find a girlfriend. Or no wonder that the girlfriends I had didn't want to stay with me for long. Because I was just not in a good place myself. I was usually passive-aggressive, annoyed and angry. But the thing is, I didn't even notice it myself. I didn't even know that. And the reason why I felt that way was because what I really felt I couldn't feel. And there was sadness about all sorts of things. But I could never feel my sadness, because in my family, sadness was a bad thing. Basically, I wasn't allowed to cry. Because as soon as I did, I got this, no, you don't need to cry about this. There's no reason to cry. And then I basically learned that crying or being sad even is bad. And so instead of feeling sad, because I wasn't allowed to feel that, I masked it with anger. That's usually how it works, right? There's the anger on top of the sadness, and then maybe that's on top of something else. I think for most of my life I was really in this unbalanced state of, not feeling well and masking it with anger. And then anger came out as annoyance and being like, nothing is good enough, kind of. Yeah. Did that change? Am I different now? I mean, the one thing that did change is that I'm way more aware of how I feel, also when I'm angry. I notice that way more, and also when I'm sad and when I'm masking it, because that happens. When I'm sad and I don't allow myself to be sad, then I get angry. I notice that. Because then there's something like, And yeah, the trick to getting rid of that anger is allowing the sadness and being compassionate with myself. Being compassionate that it's okay that I'm sad. And before that, it's okay that I'm angry. That's also just a learned strategy that protects me. And the anger is helpful in many cases. But long term, it's also destructive. And obviously, nobody wants to be with a person who is constantly angry. And noticing all of those things is a good first step to being more balanced and allowing my emotions, which I cannot really do here on this video in front of all of you. I can't get there. I don't allow myself to get there. The protection is still way too strong. Even though I do notice that there is this sadness and that I could cry, but I'm holding myself back because it doesn't feel safe. I don't feel safe, and that's okay. And I don't need to cry in front of you or anything. There's a lot of sadness. And that's okay. I can be sad. It's perfectly okay for me to be sad with all those presents. And it's also perfectly okay to not know why I'm even sad. Is it the grief from the death of my grandpa? Is it that I'm still single and I really wish to have a family at some point? Is it some stupid reason related to work or whatever? That I don't manage to do something, that I'm not perfect. I don't know. And I don't need to know. It's perfectly fine to just accept that I am sad and that I don't need to change it. I don't need to change it. I can't just be sad the entire evening or the entire week or the entire month or the entire next year. I don't think that's gonna happen, but I can be. If that needs to be, then I can be. It's also not that I'm constantly sad. It just comes. And the thing is, if I allow it, then it also goes. And if I don't allow it and I suppress it, then it stays there. I can operate, but it will come back. And if I don't allow it to come back, it comes back as anger. And I don't want to be angry, because that just means that I'm annoyed. And that's also annoying me more, because then everything annoys me. I've been in that state as well. And the good thing is I recognize when I'm in that state. And I can communicate when I'm in that state. And I can even communicate that I'm actually just sad. Even though I can't communicate why I'm sad because I don't really know. Well, it's probably many things. And the death of my grandpa, probably one reason or at least one trigger of it. I've been close with my grandpa. I have many childhood memories with him, and he's a real family person, and I think my wish for children is partly because of him, because he values family so much, and he's been really good with children, also with me. Fun fact, there was a time when I was, 13, teenager, where I really not hated but didn't like my grandparents. And that's funny, because my parents, or at least my dad, says we never really had puberty. We never really rebelled. But that was because my parents pretty much allowed us to do anything we wanted, kind of. And my granddad, he's more strict, more authoritarian, more like, this is how it goes. And I really rebelled against that. And there was a time where I didn't want him around. And funnily enough, roughly 4 years later, my 4-year younger brother experienced a similar thing with my grandparents. When I was already perfectly fine with them again, he went through that. So that seemed to be a thing there, which is really interesting. And even though I went through that phase, and it's good that I went through that phase, I really did love my grandparents, and especially my granddad. I still smell him. Yeah. May they be together forever and stay in my memory until also I die. And may I stay in the memory of either my grandchildren or the YouTube algorithm or whatever AI crawled that information. Ugh. That's more of an annoying topic again. Now I am feeling more annoyed than sad, because I wanted to make this joke well, making jokes is also just a protection mechanism. Unless you're in a good mood and you make jokes to entertain, which I can also do, but that's not why I'm making jokes right now. Those jokes come more from a point of insecurity. And it's so interesting to observe that. It's the, oh, if I don't manage to have children, at least there is AI. It comes from a point of insecurity, not from a, oh, I'm so funny. No. It's so funny. I didn't even know what being vulnerable is 2 years ago or so. And I think I'm getting better at that as well. Just saying what's true for me, not masking anything, not pretending to be someone else or feeling differently. Just being as I am and feeling as I feel and communicating that. And I think that that was one of the things that I had to learn before I'm actually ready for a serious relationship that lasts long enough to actually have a family, which for some reason is what I want or what I think I want. I'm pretty sure that it's what I'm pretty certain about that is what I want. Like, because when I think of children, I'm like, oh, yeah, I want children. It's so clear. It is a sad Christmas though. It's not Christmas yet, but yeah, I lost my granddad. And that's okay. He was 92. What an age. I don't think I'll get 92. So now I start worrying that my parents will die soon. But whatever. This is not a therapy session here. It's fine. I don't need to talk through all of this. But it's good. And I did manage to access my sadness a little bit. Because I know that it's there. I know it's there. I feel it. I'm just having a very hard time showing it as well. I'm not looking forward to editing this video. Not because I don't want to see myself emotional, but because it's work and I have a lot of other stuff that I still want to edit and stuff. But I somehow make it important that I upload those kinds of videos to show that I changed. Because if you just see the videos of me from like 10 years ago to 3 years ago, I've basically been a different person. I did not manage to show compassion, have empathy, or be vulnerable. That's stuff I learned in the most recent years, since I ordered this thing. And I'm proud of that, actually. I am proud of that. And I want you to know that I changed. And I think it's a good thing, because things change. That's life. And death is a part of it. Nothing stays the same forever. I don't want to stay the same forever. And I think I'm ready for the next chapter, with more responsibilities again, and just being honest and authentic and vulnerable and being able to share that with other people, and especially that one special someone that I will get to know eventually. My granddad said, you just need to wait, which is really nice of him, but I believe I also need to do stuff. I also need to actively at least put myself in situations where I can meet people. And I'm at this point now where I'm like, yeah, I have the skills that when I meet the right one, I will also manage to communicate what I want, and we'll go from there. Okay, battery's getting empty. It was a good 1.5 hours. Oh, fuck, that was a long time. I guess thank you for watching. Make your backups. And I'll see you in the new year. Merry Christmas if you celebrate. Happy holidays if you have holidays. And just good life if you live. Something like that. Oh man, I gotta clean up that chaos now. What a mess. Oh well. Merry Christmas.